Greetings and salutations, this is Imperator Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Hello.
We have in front of you the Defenders of the Faith set from Gripping Beast, and I love these ones. These are very interesting figures. These are sort of companions to either the First Crusade type troops, or the Frankish knights would have sort of civilians who went along with them to pay penance for whatever it is they've done in their lives. Great thing about the Crusades was if you'd been really naughty, you could get out of having your hand cut off or been hung from a tree by saying, "I'll go on Crusades," because that meant you had your sins absolved. I'm not saying that if you murdered someone you'd get away with it, but it was worth a try.
In Crusade time, yes, you would get away with it.
It was worth a try. If you knew the drill sergeant was in town banging his drum, it wouldn't be a drum then, it would be a horn. You'd run away from the mob as they chased you down the street saying, "Stop, murderer!" And you'd run up to the Lord and go, "Dude, I want to volunteer really quickly." In reality, you actually had to swear an oath that you had not committed wrong before you were allowed to go on the crusade. One thing armies don't want is thieves and burglars, because if you have thieves and burglars in your army, they will steal from other soldiers, and if they steal from other soldiers, soldiers start hitting each other during battle. But it's an interesting story to tell. So these are the Defenders of the Faith set. We're using them, of course the other thing you could use them for is Vikings. Vikings raiding the coastline of Britain and then eventually invading Britain. Although by the time the Vikings invaded Britain, the Vikings were actually Christian, so they tended to leave monasteries alone. But certainly those early raids the Vikings made, monasteries were great things to attack. And villages near monasteries and churches tended to have money in them, and so they were a good place to go for. Hence, churches, certainly around here where we live now, are fortified. You can see where they were fortified originally, because we are bang on the coast where the Vikings used to land. Anyway, that's besides the point. So these figures are a nice motley set, and do you remember when I was talking about when we used to play, I forgot the name of the game again, the Games Workshop game, where there's a city, an asteroid's landing on a city, and it's not all this green stuff's everywhere, and you go in with a team and you try and get it out. Someone mentioned what it was, and I said, yes, thank you very much for telling me.
Is that the thing in the Necromancers?
Yes, it's the thing where Philip played Beastmen.
Yeah, the one where the Necromancers in the middle and they keep coming.
Yeah.
And it's not the one where my Chaos guy spawned a load of Chaos. My Space Marine made a lot of
Chaos Lord, yeah. Yeah. These would be great for that, and I can't remember the name of it again. My brain's melting. Oh, I know. Someone actually mentioned on our comments what it was, and I said thank you very much. I actually managed to reply to the message, and I said thank you very much. It's brilliant, and I can't find the book for it. I've gone through my library. Either we lost it moving house, or I let someone borrow it and never got it back before I moved house.
No, it's in my bedroom.
Is it in your bedroom?
Right. I have all the books.
In that case, we may have to get back into that. You want to do a Games Workshop game, don't you?
Yeah, but Games Workshop costs a lot.
Yeah, it does. But if we do this, and I can't remember the name of the game. You know what game I'm talking about anyway, listener. So you know what
That one guy,
you know, so I'm talking to you now. Stuff everyone else. You know what I'm talking about. It's the game where you go in and you have a team and you have to, each one has a priest and you have to do stuff. Anyway, you got to get Warpstone.
No, I might kill himself.
Yeah. Well, if you keep spawning demons.
Yeah, and if you spawn lots of demons, it kind of happens.
I had a vampire. Vampire counts vampire from that. And also with some.
Well, no, because the Chaos won the game in the end.
Yeah,
so
they did,
fine.
because the demons overran the table. Yeah. But that's all besides the point. Back to the figures. These are great for a little sort of adventure game type thing. They're good for camp followers. You could just have them scattered around the battlefield while you're actually playing your game, while the Vikings are raiding and stuff. Or you can actually mix them up with some soldiers and have them as part of a unit, an actual unit. You could use them as officers for the Dark Age Warrior box. If you've seen the Dark Age Warriors, we've done videos on them before. you could quite easily put one or two of these with each of the Dark Age warrior units, and they could be a officer for the mob. There's lots of things you can do with them, and they're great. You can see the monks here. They're all monks, apart from this guy who appears to be either a monk who's put on some chainmail, or a monk, or a normal soldier. A normal guy who's joined the war. He's wearing a Viking surplice, but you could use it for. He's obviously stolen it from someone or used it. Many monks were actually ex-soldiers. Many soldiers, as they got older and had survived, didn't have anywhere to go and live, and the monks would let them come and live in the monastery. They would become monks. So there was certainly a lot of ex-soldiers in monasteries, and they would still have their armour in there somewhere. So it's quite likely that when the Vikings raided, you could have a few monks getting their old sword out and having it at the enemy. I've done them in the same denomination as the other monks that I've already done. This is for a commission, so and he's doing this big game with it. So this is another story. And that guy is in apprentice robes. The white surplice is for apprentices. So that's it. I think they're quite cool. Obviously, I've given them shields and swords. This is not the sword you get, I think, with the figure. I think it's a different weapon I swapped over. I've given him a axe. This monk is a sort of novice monk, supposed to be preaching happiness and joy, but he's actually pulling a knife out of his sleeve, if you look, just slipping the knife out. What's that film? There's a film, and there's a bit where there's a priest walking along and there's a battle going on. The priest pulls out a knife, stabs somebody, and then puts the knife back and pretends he's a priest again. Pretends he's not violent. Is it something like Braveheart?
What's that Ironclad?
Is it Ironclad?
Ironclad 1 went to when they disguised themselves as monks because the king was here. And
This is actually a priest. He was actually a priest. And he pulled out a knife and stabbed someone. That would actually be wrong. You wouldn't be allowed to use any of these weapons if you were a monk. You would have to use something like a mace.
Well, probably wasn't a monk then.
Yeah.
Just
was cheating. I mean, look, if you're killing someone who's trying to kill you, God doesn't mind. You know the thing about turn the other cheek?
Yeah, but if you do it really secretive, God might not know.
Yeah, well, God does know because he's watching you all the time.
Who cares?
He's this sort of weird Big Brother sort of dude who's got like cameras everywhere, constantly filming you.
There's nothing a lot of gods there if he's got an eye on everyone.
Oh, I don't think God actually does it. I think it's really down to the angels. He's got lots of angels working for him, so he gets them to do all the work. So the angels are actually watching you. And
one angel for every family.
Yeah, in the Quran you have two. You have an angel on your shoulder, don't you?
You have one angel on your right, which notes down all good things you've done,
and one on the left, which notes all the bad stuff.
all the bad things that you've done.
Yeah.
And then when Judgment Day comes, they use their little clipboards to find out if you go to hell or heaven.
Yeah. Saturn, which is the main god of Rome, which is what Christianity is based on. They had scales. When you died, there were scales, and they put all your sins on one side, and they put all your good deeds on the other side. And whichever one was heavier, depending whether or not you went to their version of hell.
So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. All religions have some sort of way of topping this up. Is it Buddhist?
So are they saying that even though how many people lived on the planet?
53 billion.
Right. So you're saying
if you include all the dead forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
from
about.
when humans first started building cities.
53 billion people
Yeah.
are going to be rose from the dead
Yeah.
to have their judgment day
Yeah.
in one day.
That is one hell of an apocalypse. But theoretically, no one before counts.
No, because in the Quran it says that all the dead shall rise as well for the judgment.
It does in all religions, more or less.
Exactly. So so they've got to judge in one day 53 billion people.
In the Bible, you don't really have a big fight at the end.
There's a fight.
Yeah.
You all get put onto this bridge.
Yeah.
You fall down. Then you go to hell.
the Vikings had the best one, which is where basically all the warriors come back, or all the people come back and they fight against bad guys. Although, why do all religions tell you how it ends? They never say who. They always say who wins the fight. How do they know?
Because
It should be up there. Like,
it's
no,
God.
tell them the end. You shouldn't tell them the end.
What? Yeah, I have to join the religion.
You've got nothing to look forward to.
Join religion to find out the cliffhanger.
The cliffhangers. For many of these men, these particular guys you see here, they probably thought it was the end of the world. You know, just imagine the smoke everywhere, and people running around screaming in Viking, which is Norse.
What were the Vikings demons?
Like, yeah, they were seen as demons.
Like the idiots who put the horns on Viking helmets.
Yeah, they had long plaited hair. Saxons had short hair, and Vikings had big, long, girly hair, girly locks. They used to spend hours combing their hair. A Viking warrior would spend about 2 hours every morning combing his hair.
No wonder why I lost.
Yeah, it was like plaiting his hair, making it look really nice. But look at the Spartans; they used to oil themselves up and have a bath before battle.
Yeah, but they were actually trained professional soldiers. Vikings are trainers.
Yeah, you're right. Vikings weren't professional warriors. Saxons were, which is why the Saxons won when it came to an actual stand-up fight. The
Yes.
Saxons were professional soldiers. Just like these guys, some of these will actually have had military experience. They are monks, therefore they probably have had a bit.
But don't tell you
Yeah.
in prayer. They don't,
Although you aren't technically, as I mentioned before, you're not allowed to use an edged weapon if you're a monk. You have to use a blunt weapon.
a
Like
mace.
a mace, log, wall.
The thing is,
pavement.
the mace is more effective than every other weapon.
Yeah, but it's a very close quarters weapon. And if your enemy's got a spear, you better bring a shield as well as a mace. And a spear will knock you over.
Who
It's quite
uses a mace without a shield anyway? That's dumb.
Yeah, I'm just talking about a monk, just sort of here. I mean, if you're out in Sheffield on a Thursday, on a Friday night, carrying a mace with you, you're going to need a shield as well.
Yeah, you're breaking the law if you don't go to a pub without a weapon.
Yes, it used to be illegal not to go to a pub without a mace. Oh, actually, it wasn't illegal. Was it Shakespeare said someone doing something which was unusual was like an Englishman going to the pub without a mace, or going to the tavern without a mace, because everyone carried a mace, because it was a very simple weapon to carry and everyone could afford one, and no one mugged you if you carried a mace.
I don't know, now talk about Dead coming back alive from that 53 billion thing. I was just thinking, I know Crow, the movie.
Yes.
Many people not know about that. Edgar Allan Poe, the poet.
Yeah, I do know where Edgar Allan Poe is.
Most of the things the Crow says is from him.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the Crow. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
I was fascinated by that.
Where have you been learning this from? I didn't teach you that. You're learning by yourself.
Edgar.
Right.
I spent one entire year of school learning by him.
Oh, yeah, I do remember you doing that now.
Yeah.
I like Poe. Without Poe, you wouldn't have Lovecraft.
Yeah, because he invented horror.
Yeah. Lovecraft invented horror set in a world, which is really amazing.
Fishman.
What he did. It's not just Fishman, the whole world he created. Although he did create them as individual stories, they eventually became Lovecraft lore.
Yeah, because they're all set in different regions.
Yeah, well, no, they're all set in roughly the same geographical area, roughly. But they all refer to things he was using, like Miskatonic University. He didn't want to name an actual university, for obvious reasons.
Like the Mountain of Madness and Call of Cthulhu just stuck together as one story.
Yeah, perfectly. They perfectly fit together.
Yeah.
They all do. That's the beauty of Lovecraft. Lovecraft was a brilliant writer. And had he gone to the doctors when he had stomach pains, he would have made some really, really good books. I think Mountain of Madness was his only full-length book, wasn't it? And Call of Cthulhu.
He died a failure.
He thought he was a failure, yeah. And Derolath got together with his friends and they funded a printing press to print his books.
And now they have horror movies.
And now most horror movies are based on Lovecraft.
I watched The Last Shift.
Oh, you've seen Last Shift. Did you enjoy it?
Well, it's fine. But this is the girl with all the cracked bones that are gonna go away.
Yeah, it turns out in the spoiler alert if you haven't seen.
Oh yeah, no, that's not.
I haven't tell you the ending. It's really clever. It's really clever, actually. Yeah.
Oh, low budget as well.
Low budget films tend to be better than big budget films.
Yeah, because they try to get the best out of that money.
Yes, they have to actually put the effort in. Big budget films, they just say, "Oh, just wave your gun in the air and we'll CGI some serpents or something in a spaceship or a monster." I haven't seen a good film in years, a Hollywood film. I haven't even bothered watching
Essential
it.
Intelligence is made by Hollywood, wasn't it?
So yeah, that's comedy. It's not sex.
Still.
Comedy, you can pretty much get away with comedy. You don't really need props for comedy, especially when you've got really good actors. Dwayne Johnson,
Kevin Hart.
Both brilliant actors, and whatever you do with them, they will be good, because they don't take themselves seriously. Yeah. Anyway, that's besides the point. We've completely drifted off on one, but I think we've shown you the figures.
I realised that like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, they're great figures. Go and buy them at once. They're awesome. But yeah, no, if you are planning on doing something like this, they will be very useful as little characters. You could have them actually with your monks in the monastery, maybe part of the defenders. Or you can have them out on the crusades, or just whatever. Or you could have them as adventurers going after the evil troll of Gwyneth. Because you've got to cut the troll of Gwyneth's hair and put... Oh, never mind. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. You haven't got any questions about them, have you?
No.
I've pretty much covered it. Sorry about the squeaky sound. It's my chair. My son's broken it. Not this one, the other one.
Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was about to just switch this camera off and smash off it.
He sits on the chair and jumps up and down for some reason because he's annoying. And you get that really annoying squeaky sound, and I'm going to oil it after this video, so thank you very much for putting up with it. It's your outro.
So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below what you think of Defenders
Defenders of the Faith.
Defenders of the Faith.
Yeah. I think they're probably one of the best sets he does, apart from the Russian vignettes, fighting vignettes, and all the Crusade ones. I'm going to get some of them later.
That's it from me.
And everything from him.